Hello, we are back for episode 5 of Marine Biologist Plays Dredge for the first time. I'm starting later in real life than I was planning to because I was working on a manuscript. Just biology things. And then I had started the stream and I had forgotten to turn off my email and I had an important email come in about one of my papers. So I had to stop the stream to do that. My email is turned off now. We're turning it off for the evening. I'm chilling out and I'm going to relax with Dredge, which I fear is not going to be as relaxing. I fear we've crossed the threshold for the relaxing part into the, oh no, there's Eldritch horrors here. I also have lots of other things that I'm excited to talk to you all about today. So I guess we should just dig in. Alright, the chat on Twitch is back. Everybody's back. We're good now. I had to stop the stream. I guess I should fish and figure out what I'm doing. Catch rare fish, blah blah. Okay, we know that. So, we still need to get something that's over here. Hello? Ah! We still need to get something that's over here, and I can't quite get it. There we go. I can turn down the sensitivity. I need to do that at some point. Anyway, but I guess I should... Well, there's something here. There's a ship. A shippy ship. Looks like a bass of sorts? No! Wreckfish! My god, that thing's big. Dang, son. You're a big boy. Or girl, I don't know. Typically inhabiting caves and shipwrecks, these fish can grow big enough to eat small sharks. Oh my god. I love the sounds in this game. I love that you can hear the water on the boat. I'm gonna just go immediately sell this fish. It was funny because I was watching Jacksepticeye play and he distinctly didn't like those sounds. I was like, that's the part I really like. Because I miss doing ocean things. And one of the things that I wanted to talk about today is field work. But first, let's sell some fish. And then put things in storage. Fish market! Not every crab can be found at every depth. When finding a spot to drop your crab pots, maybe check your encyclopedia. I will do that. Also, I have a fish for you. 60 bucks! 59, but still. If you round up, it's fine. Thank you! Okay, I'm just gonna put that one piece of cloth in storage. We're just gonna put it right over here. Alright. Today is just dreary in this game. My goodness. Anyway, we're going field work. Also, Seth Satar has been subscribed for 5 months. 5 months of fish and counting. Thank you, friend. I appreciate it. I see fish there, but you know what? No, no, don't get distracted, Brooke. Don't get distracted. You have another job. Oh, we already read that. Okay. Is it like... Oh, I guess we're supposed to come over here. Because there's something here that's sparkly. Inspect. A pile of loose debris. Clearing this would take some strong explosives. Well, I don't have those. Which is a problem. But maybe somebody can sell me some explosives. And maybe I won't crash into the side. Okay! Didn't like that. An old man emerges from one of the nearby broken buildings and hobbles towards you.
Oh, greetings. Don't get many visitors around here. What is it you need?
This place doesn't seem safe. Why do you live here? You can't just ask people why they live there.
I've been stubbornly holding out here for quite some time. Truth be told, I've been reconsidering my position lately. I have been happy here for so long. My wife and I had such a beautiful life until the collapse. Now I'm alone and cut off by land and sea, left only with these trembling rocks on all sides.
I could help you move to Ingfell. With what time? I have to look for fish. I guess I should help people.
It's not that simple. My brother would never. You see, I used to live in Ingfell with my brother. He was a whaler back in the day. Things were bad. We fought a lot. Mostly about how our parents' inheritance should be divided. We were in a prime foolishness of our youth. My wife and I decided to move here. I took the family crest. I stole it from him. Now after all this time, I can't return without it.
Where is it?
That's where the problem lies. After the collapse, that creature, it dragged debris from the houses down into its wretched burrows.
I don't really want to go down into its wretched burrows.
Anyway, the crest went down with it. It's a lost cause, I know. But if you were to find it, it's a large whalebone crest.
Could mean the world to me. Don't get your hopes up. I'll look for it. Thank you, but please be careful. Thank you, Hermit. Why is there another? Hello again. What can I do for you? What am I supposed to be doing? You were going to keep an eye out for my family crest. It was dragged into the tunnels by that creature. It patrols the passageways of the cliffs, but its lair is somewhere towards the center, by the large waterfall. I've marked the area on your map. Perhaps you could look there for it, but if it's too troublesome, don't worry about it. What else do you want to know? Do you know how I could clear debris around here, which is exactly what I want to do? You'd probably need some explosives to shift those rocks. My brother at Ingfell used to make explosives. For the whaling operations, you see. Nasty stuff. But with the whales all gone, I can't imagine he's still in business. Actually, technically the whales are not gone because I saw orcas and I also saw dolphins, which are technically whales. But anyway. What else do you want to know? Tell me more about the creature that lives in the cliffs. It's been burrowing tunnels through the base of the cliffs. You can see the gigantic holes it leaves below the surface. As it forces its way out, it often causes rock falls. So if you plan on going in there, keep an ear out. Great. Just what I wanted to hear. Should it catch sight of you, well, you should be able to outrun it. I didn't in the past, but thank you. It's quite slow, provided you can navigate the passageways. What else do you want to know? Nothing! I'll be off now. Bye-bye! Well, I guess we should go to Ingfell, which is, I guess, on the other side. Okay. I guess we'll... It's already 1:30, so I'm gonna back her up. Ah! Anyway, I guess I should catch some fish and then sleep, and then we'll go to Ingfell. Anyway, fieldwork. I alluded to fieldwork last week, and I also have talked about fieldwork a lot throughout a lot of my playthroughs, but I've never talked about what it is. Blackmouth salmon. Nice. Anyway, fieldwork is something that biologists in general will do in order to actually go out and observe or collect specimens in their natural environment. And it can be really, really important for biological sciences in general. You don't have to do it. A lot of people have asked me if you have to do field work and go out into the field specifically, if you're going to be a biologist or a marine biologist. And the answer to that is no. There are plenty of people who all they do, like the only kind of work that they do is in, ooh, sparkly, that means something fun is here. They only do work in labs. I knew a lab that they did research on marine algae. I think they were dinoflagellates, but I don't remember. Why is it decaying? Okay. A shimmering blackness permeates the flesh of this relentless fish. Muscles atrophied and decaying, but still swims on. Did it just recently reproduce? Because that's what they do, essentially. By the time the fish, the salmon, the Pacific salmon that will return back to their natural streams. Because what they'll do is they'll be born in freshwater, they will go out into the ocean, they'll live in the ocean, and they'll all come back, reproduce, and they will put so much energy into it that they basically look like zombies, and they will just be like half alive essentially. And then they die after they've reproduced. And then when they die, they're able to add nutrients back into those ecosystems for their offspring to be able to use. But yeah, the circle of life. Anyway, did I put it down? I did. Great. Let me start fishing again. So a lot of people always ask me, do you have to be able to do that? And the lab that I was talking about, they weren't in the field. I think they would occasionally go and collect algae when they needed to, but usually they did not. And some people just work exclusively in the lab, and that's totally fine if that's what you want to do. I love doing field work for a couple of different reasons. One of the important reasons why a lot of people do field work is because, especially if you're doing animal behavior like I like to do, and just even not animal behavior, like if you're looking at diseases or you're looking at how they breathe or how they, like what kind of interactions they have with other animals or what they consume, all of those kinds of questions. You can't just do those in a lab usually. You want to have a more holistic picture, is what we like to say. Because when you're in the field, they are doing their natural behaviors, all of the specific, what is the word that I'm looking for? Like the specific details about their ecology, the interactions that they have with their environment. And there's many of different interactions that they can have. They can have specific interactions with their microbiome, the little guys that live all over you or inside of you. Or they can have interactions with similar species that they compete with to get resources, or parasites, for example, or interacting with their own kind. And then they also have to interact with the salinity, the temperature, currents, tides, waves, all of these different things that you can't necessarily replicate in the lab. You can understand details like behaviors, for example, a little bit more in the lab when you can see it and you can control for factors. Like if we keep the same salinity all the time, it's much easier for us to understand specifically like how do they respond to this kind of salinity, or how do they respond to this food or these types of behaviors, or what are this predator-prey relationship like when we control exactly what they're fed, when we control exactly how much daylight they have, all of those kinds of things. And so that's why it's important to have the lab setting. But in the field, you can't control for all those things, and that's where they naturally are, and that's where they're naturally operating. And you like it's better for you to have a balance of both laboratory and field work. Let me look. So we have to go around. So if I go this way... Very pretty. Look at how still the water is. It will not look this still hardly anywhere. I've rarely seen the water like this. Well, no. Definitely no. I've seen it like this, like close to shore before, but usually not. Anyway, with fieldwork. Fieldwork can incorporate a lot of different things. For some people, fieldwork means that you go into the intertidal zone, which is where you go out where the land meets the sea. You might be in like the rocky tide pools, for example, collecting specimens or measuring specimen abundance, for example, like different species abundances. Sometimes you'll go into the subtitle where you'll be diving. That's not what I wanted to look at. This is distinctly not where I need to be. Whatever that is, go away. Oh, okay, I did. Great. Ooh, is that wood? 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 I need wood. I need wood so badly. Yeah. No. Heck yeah. Love me some wood. I have been needing wood. No. Oh, I pressed the wrong button. Yeah, wood. Would you like more wood? Yes. I fear I will not be going where I want to go because I got distracted and now it's 2 and I fear that we will not make it in time to go where we want to go. We'll get in trouble with goodness sakes. It's cute! Look at him! He's so little! Trophy? Ooh. He's so little! Oceanic perch. Also known as the rosefish, this brightly colored little fish has sharp, thorny fins. Hello? Nice. Little fish! He's so little! Anyway, yeah, we're gonna dredge this and then go back because what will happen is that I will get entrapped in a bad place at night, which we don't want to do because I fear that things will be there. Anyway, some people go into the field. What is this? Silver trinket. A tarnished silver bauble. Looks valuable. Good to know. Some people will go into the field a lot. They'll go super frequently. So by that I mean they like might go once a week. They might go once a month. They might go multiple times in the same week. I've done that before when I was in Chile. I saw a red flashy glowy thing that was kind of scary. Alright. Can you not? And then some people, when they go in the field, you might go rarely. And then when you do go, you might go for a long period of time. When I did my Radio Reaper 89 redeemed on-screen celebration. That's exciting. I will only be filming 1 episode tonight. Originally I was going to do 2, but I was busy. Anyway, thank you, Radio Reaper 89. I appreciate it. Fish market. Sell me fishes. No, don't, no. Well, I have 2 fish. Boo. But now I can add to this and I might be able to upgrade my boat. Oh yeah. It's all coming together. Anyway, what I did during my PhD is for my really big research project. We went to Belize and the Florida Keys, and I was in Belize. Modifies 1 cargo space to also hold lights. I actually don't want that right now. I would rather use this for something else. Because I think the other part... This is what I want. Yes. Yes. Anyway. We went to Belize for a month and the Florida Keys for 2.5 weeks. Because we had to sample a bunch of different places. And so sometimes in those cases, you'll be in the field for a long time. Being in the field for a month, living on islands for a month with no air conditioning is a long time. And so there are certain things that you have to think about when you're going into the field. Oh my god, I have more space! I'm so excited! I'm gonna put this over here. Look at all the space I have. Yay. I gotta figure out how to use it. But I have more space. Anyway. We're gonna sleep, and then we're gonna go. But anyway, what I was saying is that there's a lot of considerations that you have to take when you're going to the field, especially, and I've been thinking about this a lot because I have upcoming papers on this and the symposium that I was a part of. If you are disabled, and that includes neurodivergent people, there are a lot of things that you have to consider when you're going into the field because you may not have access to some of your disability aids, for example, or your support systems that you would normally have, and fieldwork can be very grueling. And there are lots of different suggestions that a lot of teams have been trying to get implemented. For example, having rest days implemented into your research group. Or into your research plan, which I highly recommend doing because everybody needs to rest up, especially when you're somewhere that you're not used to being, because that's extremely exhausting. Put that there. And when you're doing all of the work that you're doing with field work, it takes a lot out of you, and a rest day should be considered a necessity, to be honest, to get everybody back on track. What's in here? And there's also a lot of things to consider too, because fieldwork can be another one. Why are there so many decaying ones? Fieldwork can also be dangerous, and it's very important that you minimize danger when at all possible. Because you don't want anybody to get hurt. You don't want to get hurt. And science is not worth you getting injured over. And so I always emphasize doing safe field work. And some of the ways in which people do that are by talking about, hey, these are the things that... I don't need that right now. These are the things that we could encounter that could be hazardous. We're talking about... a health and safety plan for everyone. Building in mental health plans. When you're doing marine work, when you're scuba diving, there are plenty of ways in which people can get injured. But you can get injured when you're snorkeling too, because you're not going to encounter dangerous wildlife as often as people might think from movies, but they do exist. But there are other things that could be encountered. Sea urchins could sting you, which would suck and would hurt, and I've had friends go through that. There are plenty of other issues that could arise, but if you plan for these things, it can be much better for everyone involved. So it's somewhere inside of here. Fieldwork is awesome too, as I mentioned, because you're able to actually... Hold on. The cat is here. There she is! I thought she was going to come and sit in my lap, but she doesn't want to. Fieldwork is awesome because... Oh my lord. You get to... Well, is this where it thinks I'm supposed to go? It does. Well, I don't have any explosives. So where's Ingfell? Oh, okay. Oh, there's that red glow, which is not ideal. I swear to God, I'm gonna crash my boat. Dusty pontoon. Maybe he didn't say Ingfell. Maybe he said Dusty Pontoon. I don't remember. We can go there. Anyway, the reason that I really love fieldwork is because fieldwork, as I was mentioning earlier, allows you to actually see the animals in their natural habitat. And because I study predominantly animals, but if you're studying algae or plants or whatever, same deal. But for me, getting to go into the field and see, for example, all of the places where these animals live, see them interacting with their ecosystem, see the type of ecosystem, and understand the different types of biotic factors that they might encounter in abiotic. Whatever that is, I need it to stop. Anyway, seeing like what kind of abiotic factors they might be encountering, it helps me to better understand. Like, it feels like it click. I just crashed into something. It feels like it clicks in my brain, and I understand it significantly better. Ooh, it's getting choppy out here, and it always gets me really excited. Right. But again, if fieldwork's not your jam, you don't have to do it. I feel like this fish is going to be bad. Oh! Okay. Anyway. My ship. She is struggling. Are you all right there? You're looking a little jittery. You're free to rest here anytime. Well, guess what I'm going to be doing? It took one of my fish! You jerk. I'm going to fight. Wrong. No. You really should be more careful. I don't have limitless supply of repair materials, you know. Listen. I don't have unlimited money. Can't wait to sleep for an hour and a half. Yeah, it's this town that I don't think I've been to. Let's go visit this cute little town. Oh! We made it to Ingfell! Heh! You know, it was right here, and I'm sure people are going to be in the comments like, oh my god, it was right there, why didn't you go? Listen. Listen. Sometimes I am too busy looking at fish or other things. We get there eventually. Retired whaler! They live so close to each other. Why are you all beefing? What is it? That was terrible. What is it? What is it? There we go. I heard you used to make explosives.
I did. Sometimes the carcasses needed breaking up. It wasn't the most efficient or the most pleasant, but it got the job done. I've been
Ophelia? No! She's had her little paw, and she reached out and tried to grab the cord. Stop! To my headphones. Oh, there's Ophelia stickers in the chat now. No, sweet child. Anyway.
I've been thinking about getting back into it. I might be able to rustle up something strong enough to clear those debris piles in the cliffs. But I'm not sure. I don't have the energy these days.
I have a use for explosives like that. Give them to me.
Alright. I'll have to think on it some more. But no promises. Anything else?
What can you tell me about Ingfell?
Ingfell used to be a whaling town. Emphasis on the used to be. We would go out, bring in a carcass, and then the rest of the town would get work. But the whales got scarce some 20 years ago. I wonder why. And now look at us. Barely scraping by for a new candle. Anything else?
Nope. Nothing. See you. Goodbye, friend! New friend. Anyway. Ingfell resident. I'm trying to think of a name for her. I want to do another British accent. What is it? Do you need help with anything? I've been trying to prepare a special meal for my partner, but I've been having some issues. Around here, we consider aged conger eels to be a particular delicacy. You may say they're rotting, but they're delicious if prepared correctly. Normally, we bury them in the ground and allow them to mature, but our dog keeps digging them up and eating them.
The dog! Look at the dog! You know what you did!
I can't raise the subject without spoiling the surprise. Can you bring me an aged conger eel? I don't know how to do that, but I'll try. Thank you. You'll be decently compensated. Anything else? Where can I catch the conger eel? Ah, yes. They can be tricky to find. I'm told they inhabit the holes and burrows within the cliffs themselves. Of course they do.
Your Honor, this dog is innocent, says the chat.
I don't think so. I imagine they've been fished out around the edges, so you may have to venture into the passageways of the cliffs to find them. Oh, and did I mention that they only come out at night? Yes, I believe they hide during the day. Great! Not what I wanted to hear. I think there we go. Good luck. Anything else? Oh, God. What can you tell me about the cliffs? Many years ago, the cliffs used to be a haven for smugglers and pirates. Legend tells of two pirate lords who used the Gale Cliffs as their hideout. Supposedly, they got into some disagreement, and a huge battle was fought around the south side of the cliffs. I wonder who those two people were. It certainly wasn't the two people I've already interacted with that are angry at each other and live not that far from each other. There certainly are a large number of wrecks in that area. Both sides were completely destroyed. Their treasure hoards left abandoned and unclaimed to this day. I dare say they'd be worth a lot if anyone knew where to find them. Anything else? Do you know of any odd characters around these parts? Have you heard tale of Makran? He was an old whaler from these parts. As the whales got more scarce, the crew spent longer and longer at sea trying to find them. Makran, it seems, wasn't cut out for this. Darn, okay. He formed an unnatural attachment to a scroll he found on one of those trips. He says the scroll told him how to become immortal by eating a mutated fish. People started calling him Magran the Fisherman. That's not very original. One day the town woke to find all the boats, nets, and lines had been slashed in the night, and old Magran was nowhere to be found, nor has he been seen since. Anything else? That's disconcerting, but you know what? Alright. I guess I'm gonna have to give this guy a wee bit before he's gonna sell me some stuff. Alright! What do we have here? Is this another stonefish? Yep. I don't know why anybody would be eating this, but whatever. I guess we're just gonna go on a little adventure. And while we're doing that, I want to talk about Iron Lung, because I went and saw Iron Lung this weekend, as I alluded to in my last episode. And honestly, it was really, really good. I was genuinely surprised by how good it was. And I want to be clear. I don't anticipate that Markiplier would ever see me talking about this, but I just want to be clear that it wasn't a thing where I was like, oh, I don't think that he can do it. It's one of those things where you know that somebody is capable of doing something, but you don't realize how capable they are of doing something. It was really cool to be able to see that. I was just sitting there in awe of what he had done. Where do I begin? I am a huge cinematography nerd. I love cinematography. I've done some like short filmmaking videos. I still have time that I could go collect fish. I've done some short filmmaking videos from some of my research trips in the past. What is this? What is that? Anyway, I've done some videos of my trips in the past, so you can see like some of the filmmaking that I enjoy doing. But anyway, I'm such a film making nerd and like a cinematography nerd, and I was genuinely blown away by the level of detail and creativity that they had done, because this is a movie that does not have a very large budget. And when you don't have a very large budget, your main option is for you to play around with the different camera settings and try different things. The cinematography shots were so well done, and there is a valid complaint that a lot of people had that the movie does start off fairly slow. And I will admit to that. I think that maybe like 15 to 20 minutes could have been cut out of the movie. And some of the beginning was a bit slow, and you need a little bit more of a hook, I would say, in my like marine biologist who watches movies opinion. I am by no means an expert, but the cinematography in this movie was so lovingly done. I not necessarily equate it, but it kind of reminded me of Dune and also Princess Mononoke, and just like in general Studio Ghibli movies. Dune has one scene, Dune Part 2, so spoilers for Dune Part 2. There's a scene that I love in that movie where it just focuses on Paul's hand. Greg Fraser is one of my all-time favorite cinematographers. And it just focuses on Paul's hand while he's speaking. And that is such a beautiful and a bold shot. And there's a lot of shots like that in Princess Mononoke as well, where it's looking at something very small, seemingly, or like it's holding on moments. And those are really important and critical to me in making it feel real, in storytelling, in talking about small moments. And Iron Lung did that. There were complaints that I'd seen about like, oh, there's too many shots of the condensation. And I just, when I saw those scenes, I was like, oh my God, this is so lovingly crafted to do this? To think to put this here? And there were so many like different really unique shots. I'm not going to spoil any of the movie, but there were two scenes in particular with the way that the camera work was done that absolutely blew me away, that I gasped in the theater. There's one scene where Markiplier's face, they like tilt the camera around Markiplier's face to like show one character and then show something else, and like Markiplier is just there, and they like move the camera around. Incredible. There's also a really cool slow motion scene that I was just on the edge of my seat. There's another scene too that, well, there's two slow motion scenes, but they're like combined with each other, that were just, I couldn't believe that they did that on the budget that they had. Absolutely blew me away. I could not believe it. The score is really, really good. Incredible score. And I'm also a score aficionado, which I have alluded to in some of our playthroughs. I thought that Mark's acting was really good. I wasn't familiar with his acting outside of this, but he genuinely did a great job. And there were some really emotional moments that I just thought he did wonderful. Again, I think some of the movie could have been shorter. I don't mind slow burns. I mentioned that Dune is some of my favorite movies, and Princess Mononoke, which when they were trying to distribute it in the US, they tried to tell Hayao Miyazaki that he had to cut some of the movie in order for it to be distributed, and he said no. I think I recall correctly, he sent a sword and was like, we're not cutting any of it out. And thank God, because that movie is a masterpiece, and if you had cut any of it, it would have taken away from the overall story. And I think there are certain cases with that in Iron Lung, but please don't remove the condensation. That's really necessary and just shows like the lovingly crafted part of it. But I do think that there were some moments in the beginning where it needed a little bit more of a hook to get people in, but what do I know? I'm a marine biologist. But anyway, I had a really good time. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars on Letterboxd. And I really meant that. I have been thinking about it. I have continued to think about this movie after I watched it. And yeah, I could not believe how well done it was. I'm really happy for him. The last time, at least when we had gone to see it, there were like, it was like 28 million against a less than $3 million budget, which is wildly exciting for people that are indie filmmakers, just to show that you can do it. Obviously, I have to acknowledge that there's the certain, obviously, like barrier to entry that somebody who doesn't have an audience and doesn't have the financial backing to be able to do that may not be able to just jump in and make it, but it still gives hope to a lot of people that might be interested in doing indie filmmaking. But yes, the chat is referring to the person that I was referencing, whose name I don't want to say because he's a terrible human being and I just didn't want to utter his name. But yeah, pop off to Hayao Miyazaki. Juniper, what have you done? He's knocked the like towel that was sitting on top of his playpen off, and now he's just sitting on his litter box and staring at me. He's semi-free roam. We're just chatting a lot today. He's semi-free roam. He can run around during the day when I'm out and about, but he does have a playpen to go in at night or when I'm not around, so that way he doesn't destroy things. But now he's just sitting and staring at me. Wait, what? And he has his head cocked in a funny way. Anyway, that was Iron Lung. I enjoyed it. Now, let's get back to business. What do we do with a drunken sailor? What do we do with a drunken sailor? What do we do with a drunken sailor early in the morning? Alright. Let's talk to you. What is it? I heard you make explosives. Could you do it? This is the same stuff. Is he still thinking about it? Come on, buddy. I'll think on it some more. But I make no promises. Fine. I need him. Oh. I need it. Maybe he just needs like another day to think about it. What is this? Okay, well I guess I can't go up there. Alright. Let's see. So... Why are there so many tornadoes? Water spouts. What's going on here? Another one. Nice. I want explosives! I've already been here. That place really is destroyed. Also, I haven't talked about it on a gaming stream yet, but I played Dispatch over the Christmas, New Year's time frame. More wood! Yay! Okay, I've kind of like got kind of everything I can get. These are going to be too big. So I guess we should go back. Fantastic, Brooke. Great. Anyway, I played Dredge. Or not Dredge, this is Dredge. I'm playing Dredge. I played Dispatch, and I absolutely loved Dispatch. What a great game. I also agree that we should have gay romance in the game, Tina Bug. I don't know about Flambe and Robert. If y'all want to ship that, that's great for y'all. It took me a very long time to warm up to Flambe. But enemies to lovers, sure. I enjoyed the crap out of that game. What a fun time. I loved all of the voices. I love that they have Young Gravy in the game. Gollum, great character. Love Jacksepticeye's character in that. Punch Up. I love Charlie's character. Sonar. Love Invisigal. Can you tell who I romanced? I had a great time with that game, and I've played it multiple times and tried different things. But it's a beautiful looking game and a really, really poignant and great story. I greatly enjoyed that. I did not play it on here because it's not really thematic to the channel. But I might play it on Twitch sometime just for funsies if I have time. And people are like, why aren't you talking about marine biology? Why are you talking about Dispatch? Listen, one, I need to stop just defending myself all the time, but also, we're humans too. And I can enjoy things besides science. Soon may the weatherman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tethering's done, we'll take our leave and go. I actually think it's tonguing, but whatever. There once was a ship that put to sea, and the name of the ship was the Billy of Tea. The wind went up her bow. I forgot the rest of the words. Yeah. Sea shanties. Woo! What is that? Sparkly! I just wanted to give us a little warning bite, that's all! That's all! I'm sucking at this. Pirate flag? What am I supposed to do with that? A tattered black flag with a skull and crossbones. The fabric is extremely old and worn. Thanks. Ophelia! Girl! Hi. Oh, now there's a bunny under my feet. Everybody's just doing wild things today. Yee, a bottle. A message. Well, let's see what's in it. Messages. 9th of September, 1927. Somebody refuses to take me on board when he is working. He is convinced that I will something dull or that the crew will be crass or otherwise intolerable. Perhaps I am being overly needy. I know he needs alone time, but I am so desperately bored at home when he is away. He recently installed some salvaging equipment onto the boat. I think the idea of pulling up treasure is terribly exciting. I must convince him to let me have a go. All right. Looks like there's all kinds of spaces. I'm gonna crash my boat. Ooh! Things to dredge! Start dredging. Oh my god. Yay! What do we have? Oh, a research part. Nice. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Let's dredge for something else. Okay. Let's not get another one. I don't think we need any more. I can't see! And I don't know if it's working. Well, this is a particularly troublesome situation that I have found myself in. Okay, well, I feel things. And okay, I'm gonna freak out. I'm gonna freak out. We're almost there. Soon. Okay. Nice. Okay. Well. Boo. Boo! Fine! Let's go back. Do it again. Everything's fine. It's all fine. Everything's fine. Everything is just fine. It's not fine. I feel things that I don't want to feel. And I don't remember where all those items were. I think they're in here. Yes. Yes. Dredge. Okay. No. spot has been dredged. No. No. Listen, she's not very good at turning the old ship. Why does it sound like that? Yay! Okay. Ah, yes. This. Let's snatch this. We've already read it, so we're not going to read it again. That was the most pleasant and lovely sound. And we didn't get attacked today, baby! Sorry, I'm being, like, so quiet. It has been a long day of staring at papers. Alright. The pirate flag! Yay! No. No. And also, I'm gonna be smart, and I'm gonna do a wide angle. Why did my lights turn off? I hate this! I don't have to do this for my work. Ah! I don't like it. We're so close. We're so close. If I crash into a rock, I'll cry. If we get attacked, I'll also cry. Ooh, 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 ooh! She's getting choppy. Another thing I didn't talk about in terms of marine biology research that you have to consider is waves for safety. I'm going the wrong way. Waves are incredibly important to understand and be able to read when you are out in the field, especially in places that have lots of rough waves. So, for example, in Chile, because because it's the Pacific Ocean, it's a little bit... Can I even fish this? Because it's the Pacific Ocean, it's a lot more rough. The waters are way more rough. And so you often have worse waves. And you can only go out during certain times when the waves are like a certain height. Like if they're too high, then you can't go out. She's gonna be so mad at me. Everything okay? You've just been standing there for a while. Need to have a rest? Yes. I'd keep this woman employed. Anyway, you have to watch waves, and waves will come in a wave period. And so you don't want to get slapped by a wave and then like brought out to sea. Bad. So often when you're doing intertidal work in places that have waves, you're watching the wave periods, and there will be certain wave periods. So you'll have a lot of waves, and then there'll be a lull, and then there will be more. And so you're having to constantly watch that while you're also collecting or doing whatever you're doing. You're collecting your data. So regardless, you're collecting something. But anyway, I hear that many of you enjoy watching or listening to me while You're doing things. I've heard of people painting. I've heard of people knitting and crocheting. Tell me in the comments of the video, what do you do while you're watching me? I'd love to know. I'm curious. I'm nosy. What do we do with a drunken sailor? What do we do with a drunken sailor? What do we do with a drunken sailor early in the morning? Okay. I know that you're here, bud. Maybe it doesn't like the lights. Like it's like in Subnautica. Okay. Go away! No. Just did a little bouncing, that's all. I feel like I'm a lot slower now. What on earth is this? That is an odd shape. This is also very hard. I'm gonna scream. And I'm sure big guy is probably not... What? Oh! I guess that's the whaling thing. Maybe that was what we... Yeah. I guess that's what we needed to find in order for them to actually be convinced to help. What is this? What are you? What fish is this? Oh, another salmon. I love salmon. I think salmon are delicious. They're one of my favorite fish. Okay. Yes, it broke one of my rudders. No. Rudder? No. Engines. But also has a rudder on it. But there's a sheep. I feel it. You all can't feel it, but I can. It's also 5:30. We are in trouble. Actually, I don't need this. You know what? We can come back to these. However, what is this? What is this? What is this? Can I dock here? Campsite? You stand in the center of a campsite. The fire's embers are cool, but ash is still steadily blowing out with the wind. Take a closer look at the campfire, look for footprints, check the makeshift tent. A large flat rock sits atop the charred wood of the campfire. A handful of tiny fish bones can be seen poking out of the ashes. Kick the ashes. You kick the ashes. Your foot hits something hard at the bottom of the pile. You brush the remnants aside. Nice! A research part. Love. You take it. I'm gonna get you, kitty cat. What do you want to do? Look for footprints. You find no footprints, but unfamiliar symbols have been sketched in the dust nearby. Some have been erased with the hasty sweep of a foot. That's concerning. What do you want to do? Check the makeshift tent. The tent is a sheet of cloth suspended over some sticks. There is nothing inside save for a smooth hollow. That's a weird phrase. In the dirt where someone slept. What do you want to do? Leave. Ophelia, what are you doing? I can do research. Mangrove, volcanic shallow. What are you doing? Stop it! I have 3 research parts, but I want more. When I get a 4th, I'm going to do that one because it's usable everywhere. Ophelia, what are you doing, sweet wild child? All right, let's go. Will something potentially get me? Yeah. But it is what it is. That fish? Bad. What is this? Eh. We'll come back to these. Eventually. I'm so slow! Why does the music sound like that? What is here? Eh. Why are there so many water spouts? For what is their purpose? Oh, what do we do with a drunken sailor? What do we do with a drunken sailor? What do we do with a drunken sailor early in the morning? What is these? Maybe I can get some refined metal. Because I need it. So I can make a better hole. Because, oh my god. Oh my god. Well, I have no room. Darn. Oh well. I should not have dredged that then. Why can't I see the rocks on the other side? Oh my god, I'm gonna crash. Everything's fine. Everything is fine. Okay. I guess we should go... Let's fix the boat first. I'm gonna fix the boat. And then we'll go to the first brother and give him the crest. And then maybe at that point they'll be nice enough that the two of them will come back together and they can make explosives, which we will use in a different episode. We might get there eventually. Get in there. Okay. You want my probably rotten fish? Yep. For $7.50? Yeah. Okay. Well, I still don't have that. But I can start putting stuff in here. Apparently I cannot. Never mind. But I can put things in storage. And she's gonna be like, oh my god, why do I have to repair your ship again? Listen, there's a lot of terrifying things out here, and they're killing me. Alright! Sleepy time! And then we're gonna deliver the item back. Whoops! I love her boat. It's a cool boat. Oh my god, we're so much faster! I have something for you. Time for you to reconvene with your brother. Sorry if you can hear the car in the background. Hermit. Hello again. What can I do for you? Is this your family crest? You found it! I never thought I'd see this beauty again. But now I have a further favor to ask. Would you take this to my brother at Ingfell? Tell him his brother is sorry and would like to come home. Why don't you freaking do it yourself? I guess. I'll take care of everything for y'all. chat says, be friends again, so that I can have your homemade explosives. Correct! That's my only motivation right now. You thought it's because I was like, oh, I want the brothers to be happy again. No, I want your explosives. What is it? I believe this crest is yours. Gods! I haven't seen this since... Oof. So he did take it. I knew it. Your brother's sorry. Will you let him come home? I don't know if I was in a right state when he left. Okay, fine. He can stay in my old workshop, at least for the time being. But I'll need some time to clear it out. While I'm doing that, perhaps you could do something for me. Oh my god! Can I not? Too many things! See, I've been trying to clear some debris in the pathways through the cliffs to make a shortcut with explosives. I was able to set the charge, but the cliffs seemed particularly unsteady that day, so I didn't risk detonating it. You just need to get in there and set it off. It's not far in. I left some yellow flags nearby. You can't miss it. Anything else? Where did you say the explosive were? Head to the rock arch, southeast. Follow the channel. You'll see the yellow flags. Okay. Well. Nothing can see you. You know what? I'm gonna leave that for the next episode. Because I'm gonna cut some of this episode for YouTube, so it will not actually be the hour and 30 minutes that it is currently, but it will be still long. So, I could have just stayed parked there. I don't know why I keep going back here. I just kind of keep thinking this one is home. Anyway, thank you all for coming on this adventure, if we're gonna call it that. Correct, I need to go eat dinner. You all know me so well. Goodbye. May all your fish have scales. I don't know. Not all fish have scales. May all your fish be fishy? No. May all your fish not be rotten. Okay,